What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the NerdyMark Wrestling Show. Yes, I know the set looks a little set. The setup looks a little different. It looks more like my live streams, but I actually didn't really have much time to do any recording today, but I still wanted to get this out for you guys at least before this Sunday's Clash of Champions, because basically I just want to kind of talk a little bit about that as well. I will be watching, and look out for social medias for my predictions for all the matches in Clash of Champions. I'm not going to do it here. I want to just kind of make this really quick. I've just been working on dealing with some stuff here. I'm always dealing with some stuff, aren't I? But I've been just working on some stuff for myself and everything. That's why I wasn't really able to give enough attention to the wrestling show, as well as and just YouTube in general. But I will do my best to record a in other news today and put it out tomorrow. If not, I'll just do another one like this in this format. But you might see this a little bit more just for the next few weeks, a couple of months maybe. I hope this is fine. I hope you're okay with this. This just makes it a little easier for me, makes my life a little bit easier. But yeah, so, and besides, you get to see the cool neon background. Come on, man, So, please, that's not that bad, is it? But anyway, we have some news stories that I want to get into first. And the first thing that I wanted to talk about was this. Retribution. So, Retribution had debuted around a little bit before the Thunderdome era. They basically, it was just a group of bunch of people wearing like hoodies and masks and well, not the ones you see there, but like actual things that are covering their face, and coming in and attacking and destroying the set in WWE and all that good stuff. Very similar to what the Nexus did, although the Nexus was much better until John Cena. But that's another story. But now we don't know who they were. We didn't know what they wanted. Now apparently they're just angry with WWE. Hey, aren't we all? But they're basically like the ragtag team of rebels, I guess. So, the five people that are here, it's Dominic Dijakovic, Dio Madden, Shane Thorne, Mia Yim, and Mercedes Martinez. So that's interesting. We got the names for a couple of these guys. So Dominic Dijakovic's name is T-Bar, Dio Madden is Mace, and Shane Thorne is Slapjack. Now, Yim and Martinez, we still don't know what their names are just yet. However, let's talk about Slapjack, T-Bar, and what's the other guy's name? Slapjack, T-Bar, and Mace. Okay. Has Vince McMahon just recently discovered 4Kids, Fox 4Kids and Kids WB, like way back in the day? Because that's what it feels like. It looks like he just randomly woke up and just started seeing old school Saturday morning cartoons and said, "Oh, well, T-Bar, that sounds like a good name." And I actually, what a T-bar is? A T-bar is like one of those equipments in the gym that you use, like, to kind of do like kind of rows, and I think it's like for your back and stuff. So I'm like, okay, so I better hope Dominic Dijakovic has a strong back after this. Okay, Mace is okay, I guess. It's the better one of all of them. Mace kind of sounds cool because Mace is actually like a weapon. So that's fine, but it's still really dumb. I could not believe that these were the nicknames we're giving to Retribution, a group that is supposed to be like intimidating, a group that's supposed to be, being kind of like the whole, revolting and just being like, yeah, we're here to fight the system kind of thing. You would expect somewhat better names for all these guys, and their masks just look absolutely ridiculous. I don't like this at all. It looks literally like it looks like freaking Vince McMahon. He watched The Dark Knight Rises again, especially after The whole thing with when John Moxley / Dean Ambrose turned heel way back when the Shield, when Roman announced his leukemia, and he's like, "Oh, that worked, so let's do that." And then maybe he watched Predator too, and he's like, "Oh, that's what the people like today." And he didn't even watch the first one. He probably watched like freaking Predators from 2010. Or no, he probably watched like the new reboot that they did like earlier last year or something, the really bad one, and said, "Oh, this is what people like, so let's do this." And he decided, he decided to make a terrible amalgamation of Bane and Predator, and just say, "Oh, here you go, here are your masks." Because just look at those masks, man. They just look so bad. It's just poorly presented. I feel bad for all 5 of these people, frankly. Although albeit I will give it to Slapjack, he is doing a pretty good job on Twitter. So, he's actually he kind of sees that people don't like it, and he's kind of just milking it for all it's worth. So, what? Good on Slapjack, man. Good on you, man. And yeah, I mean, it's so terrible. Like, they're all like sidekick names. That's what they are. They're all sidekick names, man. Like, this is like T-Bar would be the sidekick to the villain. So would Mace, and so would Slapjack. I mean, I could not believe it. I was like, my God, how terrible are these nicknames? I'm just disappointed that this is the big reveal. I'm really disappointed that, because it started off pretty. I was actually kind of into it. I was like, oh, this could be something. This could have some potential. This could have some legs, but I don't know, man. It seems dead on arrival. But let's see what they do in the coming few weeks. I guess give it some time. Will they be involved in Clash of Champions? I don't know. I don't think they will. They don't. I mean, not Shelton Benjamin. Bobby Lashley is defending his U.S. title at Clash. So will they get involved in that match? Because right now they seem to be feuding with the Hurt Business, which is cool. That's cool. I can say that's a pretty interesting feud. Although, are they going to win that feud is my question, because this is their first debut and they should be winning against the Hurt Business. Hurt Business can afford to eat a loss right now. Even though, they got Cedric Alexander. Just give me Cedric, Lashley, and Shelton versus T-Bar, Mace, and Slapjack. Like, I guess that's what you need. And apparently Yim and Gonzalez don't have nicknames yet. But apparently, so hold on, I read one thing. It said that they were trying to use Shatter for one of them, which actually wouldn't be too bad. Shatter would be okay. But still, again, these are sidekick names, man. So Retribution is just a band of sidekicks at the end of the day. Very disappointed in Retribution so far. I do hope that they do prove me wrong, because these are all people from NXT who were actually pretty good. Like Dominic Dijakovic, like, dude, this guy was in the NXT title picture not too long ago. So he's reduced to this. Like, he's coming from the Indies, having a legendary rivalry with Keith Lee on both the Indies and in NXT, and this is what he's kind of reduced to. It's very, very sad. I mean, Shane Thorne, to be frank, he wasn't really having much going for him after his the Mighty partner left, so that was there. Dio Madden has been trying to get on NXT and get on WWE TV for a while, so I guess finally he's got some TV time, so good on him. Dio Madden / T-Bar, he doesn't look too bad, actually. Not T-Bar, Mace. Mace looks cool, actually. He kind of looks cool now that I look at it. But everybody else, my God, looks terrible. I'm sorry, I had to crack this open. That's terrible. But I didn't have coffee this morning, so I'm having an energy drink. Anyway, okay, let's move on. So, the next piece of news concerns one Roman Reigns. Now, obviously, he returned at SummerSlam this year, spearing The Fiend and Braun Strowman. He wrecked everyone and left, as the shirt says. Then he got a match at Payback. He allied himself with Paul Heyman. It was basically Fiend versus Strowman for the most part of that match, and then like around like the last couple of minutes of the match, Roman Reigns comes out with Heyman, signs his match contract, and then comes in and beats up on the Fiend, spears Braun Strowman, and pins Braun Strowman at least to win the match. Now, first of all, I just want to say that I do not think the Fiend is dead because he lost the title. I think that the thing going on between the Fiend and Alexa Bliss is kind of intriguing. Like SmackDown, I'm not gonna lie, they're actually doing some good stuff. Like he had, obviously Roman made the whole comment about how we're cooking steaks over here in SmackDown and Raw is making fast food cheeseburgers or whatever. I mean, I can kind of see that. So that's pretty cool. But obviously, everyone is happy with Roman Reigns now because he's finally a heel, and he's honestly seems to be doing something a little bit more in relation with his Samoan roots, which is like he should have been doing that in the first place. He shouldn't have been the one-man Shield. So there's that. But yeah, I mean, the biggest news though right now is that apparently Roman Reigns will be getting new gear and new theme music come tomorrow at Clash of Champions. It only took you 5 years to turn him heel, so I guess finally they decided, we really need to really go all in on this heel character, so maybe change his theme music, maybe don't give him, like, that's the whole idea. Like, see, the thing is, I was watching a fantasy booking video from Adam Blampier of Parts Unknown. He's one of the biggest reasons I started YouTube, by the way, from Parts Unknown, and he was basically rebooking Roman Reigns on WWE, and he basically said that, it wasn't the solution isn't necessarily a Roman Reigns heel turn. The solution is just repackaging him, and that's so true. And obviously, if that doesn't work, then just turn him heel. That's fine. But, the whole idea was, he needs to get away from the Shield. Like, they need to strip away the Shield stuff. He doesn't need to wear bulletproof vests anymore. He doesn't need to have the Shield theme anymore. He doesn't need, obviously he doesn't come through the crowd, so that's one thing. That's cool. But, but he doesn't need to be the one-man Shield. It's like he's like the last remaining member of the Shield, which he doesn't need that. So apparently, according to this article, Roman Reigns is getting new theme music. So and like I said, and new attire. Because he's still kind of using the Shield theme, and he's so it's weird. But like apparently, Roman Reigns did comment on this, and he said, "You watch this Sunday. You'll see me with my shirt off, so that would be the change." So apparently, Roman Reigns said it in a Zoom call. And then Reigns also said that he's going to have new music once more drastic things happen in his storyline. So apparently, at least Reigns is going to be shirtless. Okay, so from what I'm understanding, Reigns is going to be shirtless tomorrow, which is fine. Ladies, I guess, thirst trap for the women. But he's married with ladies. He's married. Anyway, so with children. So anyway, but he apparently is not going to be wearing his shirt anymore. I think, and it was weird because he's always been a Vince guy, and Vince always liked big, sweaty men, and he always had them take their shirts off and show their muscles. And I was surprised they never did that, but apparently he had a hernia scar, so that's why they made him cover up. So apparently Roman Reigns will not be wearing his lovely Wreck Everyone and Leave shirt or his Show Up and Win shirt. So, that's cool. I guess that's one change. And then apparently when drastic things happen in the storyline, he's going to get new theme. Something pretty drastic happened yesterday. He basically knocked out Jey Uso and yelled at his face. I think that's pretty drastic. And he told him that you're not the head of the table, I am, or something like that. So, by the way, I do definitely like this new character for Roman Reigns, this new heel is this really edgy character. Like he's just so pissed off at the world that not pissed off at the world, but I'm glad he's kind of doing it more to be like it's all about family. it's still all about family. Oh, excuse me. But the thing is, he's the head of the family and nobody else. That's that's an interesting story that they're telling. That's pretty cool. Now, I do hope down the line, I don't know what happened to Jimmy Uso. Is he injured or what's going on? I do hope down the line that the Usos do align themselves with Roman and we have the new Samoan dynasty or the Samoan Shield. They can all do this if they want. No, don't do that. No, don't do this. Don't do this. Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, they can. I would love to see like a Samoan version, not the Samoan version of the Shield, but like like the Samoan bloodline or whatever. Like, let the Usos and Roman Reigns be to, like run together. Like that's what I want. But anyway, but I think that. But the thing is, like the whole angle between Jey Uso and Roman Reigns has really made me excited for their match. So I'm looking forward to it. Definitely looking forward to the new theme music. Although if it's anything like Keith Lee's theme song, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I mean, I understand why they got rid of it because of the whole like copyright with CFOs who are not with WWE anymore. They left, so now it's Def Rebel or whatever, and they're making really shitty music. Honest to God, like literally every damn theme song sounds exactly the same. Okay, whether it's Bailey's theme or it's Seth Rollins' theme or it's Cesaro's theme, all of them sound really, very, very similar. So. But I'm looking forward to see this new presentation of Roman Reigns. Like, I mean, yeah, I like that. I guess in a way they're kind of slowly moving him away from the Shield stuff, and finally, as he's getting more and more settled into this new gimmick, they'll start making more changes, which I'm cool with. They kind of did the same thing with Seth Rollins when he first turned heel with the Authors of Pain, who unfortunately are no longer with WWE. Like, he still kept the Burn It Down theme, and even when he was getting into the Monday Night Messiah gimmick, he was kind of like settling into it. Now he's pretty well settled in, so now he's changed his gear, he's changed his music, he's changed a little bit of everything. I mean, he hasn't changed his appearance because he's still got a beard and stuff. But now he's like tying up his hair in a little bun and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, his presentation has definitely drastically changed from when he was a babyface. So I think it's pretty cool. So I think I think Roman, I think, they're slowly making that change for Roman Reigns as he's, like I said, getting more settled into this new, head chief Roman Reigns character, I guess. I guess that's what it's called. Along with Paul Heyman. So I'm looking forward to see what they do here. I'm actually very, very excited. To see what they do. I mean, obviously Roman's going to not wear a shirt. That's cool. That's like one small change. But like I said, when they give him new theme, that's when it's going to be exciting. I think they said when drastic things happen in the storyline. So what more has to happen? Of course, on a side note, The Rock did mention that he wanted to wrestle Roman Reigns and that he would put him over. So that's pretty cool. Which leads us to our final story. And that is The Rock. He could possibly be appearing in Impact Wrestling. What's John the Boulder Dwayneson doing in the Impact Zone? No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That's a terrible joke. No, but of course, Ken Shamrock is being inducted into the Impact Hall of Fame here, and he wants The Rock to basically record an induction speech. This is pretty cool because Ken Shamrock was one of the Rock's first big rivalry, one of the first big rivalries for The Rock. When he of course turned heel and when he first turned heel and actually really, like I said, settled into the Rock character. Ken Shamrock was one of his biggest feuds, so I think it's absolutely fitting for The Rock to induct Ken Shamrock into the Impact Hall of Fame, even though he has never really been in Impact, but it's a really good thing. I mean, they like I said, their rivalry was white hot, and it was just absolutely crazy. So I'm really looking forward to this. Like I said, I don't watch Impact that much, but I'm really, really excited to see what they do with The Rock and Ken Shamrock. It's funny. This just occurred to me. If Ken Shamrock and The Rock were a team, they could have been Sham Rock, Sham-Rock. That would have been an interesting tag team, But of course, we got the Rock and Sock connection. That was cool. That was there. But anyway. But congratulations to Ken Shamrock for being inducted into the Hall of Fame. By the way, man still looks great. I mean, that's an old picture, but I saw a later image of his. The man looks freaking amazing. He's in absolutely tip-top shape. And I can only hope to be in somewhat that type of shape, if not, I hope that I'm at least somewhere close to that when I'm his age, man. Seriously. Looking jacked. So, good stuff there. But some congratulations, Ken Shamrock. Looking forward to seeing the Rock's induction speech for Ken. That would be really cool. With that being said, that concludes our news segment. Let's move on to our weekly wrestling shows. And I'm just going to talk a little bit about my overall thoughts. Okay, so I'm not going to get into too many of the matches. Well, I'll get into some of the matches, but I'm not going to talk about everything that happened. Well, let's talk about AEW. AEW this week was a decent show. It was good. I liked it. I'm wondering what they're doing with the whole Kenny Omega Hangman Adam Page story. Kenny's just coming in and sitting in on Hangman's matches. And on commentary, Kenny continues to talk about how he is wanting to become a single star, although he's not been performing. Even though he's been dropping a lot of hints to his cleaner character returning on social media, particularly Instagram. So, when are we getting the cleaner character? I hope it is a matter of when and not if. I think it is. I think it's just a matter. I think it is a matter of when and not if at this point. Although they could definitely do a bait and switch, and we could get a totally new character, and perhaps him saying that the whole cleaner thing is just him saying that he's going to be a heel soon and that he's going to have a new character. But if the cleaner character does return, I'll be very happy. Perhaps he's getting new theme music. Perhaps he's just getting a new theme because obviously they can't use Devil's Sky because that's New Japan copyright, and New Japan doesn't really like Kenny Omega right now. So obviously they won't let him use it. Sorry. And so that was interesting. Miro made his debut, by the way, I forgot to mention. He made his debut in a tag team match with Kip Sabian against Joey Janela and Sonny Kiss, who are, I think, calling themselves the Night Express or something like that, just to kind of piss off Jim Cornette, which I love. Anything to piss off Jim Cornette, man. That's all I need to hear. Anyway, but I think it was pretty cool. Miro had a pretty impressive debut. They're still allowing him to use the Accolade. They're still allowing him to call that move the Accolade. So that's cool. This whole best man gimmick is pretty interesting. I'm looking forward to see where that goes. Although I do wish that his debut was in a singles match and not a tag team match. I would have liked to see a little bit more of him in singles action. I think that's what we need to see. Now, I mean, because, even when he was Rusev in WWE, he, we've seen him. But the thing is, I want to see more Miro kind of do his own thing, frankly. I could see potentially Miro versus Kip Sabian as a feud at some point. Miro versus all the big guys, because Miro is looking jacked, man. First of all, he looks like Rob Liefeld drew him. If you don't know who Rob Liefeld is, just look up Rob Liefeld, Liefeld, Rob Liefeld, Captain America, and you'll understand, because he always drew some very busty Captain Americas. All his drawings were very top heavy, and Miro kind of looks like that right now. But hey, man, he's looking really, really good. He's in amazing shape, and I am really looking forward to see what he does in AEW. Another big thing was Orange Cassidy challenged Brody Lee for the TNT title, lost, but we got a returning Cody. Cody returned, and he is basically looks a little different. His hair is darker now. So, and then a lot of people online said Cody's turned heel. I mean, but he's beating up the Dark Order. So, I mean, yeah, I get it. He beat up the Dark Order, although he did injure Five's leg and then just kept cinching in the figure four. Obviously, a little bit more of a brutal side, a little bit more of a violent, aggressive side to Cody Rhodes. Well, Cody. And, he had this weird, wicked smile as he was doing it. So, I mean, I can see the argument that he's a heel, but again, he's also beating up on heels. So, is he a tweener or what is he? I don't know at this point. But I guess, it is the first, it is obviously his first night back. So, we'll get more, I guess we'll have a little bit more fleshing out to do with his character. Again, the storytelling, AEW, I'm going to tell you this. The storytelling in AEW is absolutely amazing. I am very impressed with how they're doing it. They're giving us these slow burn. Although, there is a thing as a little too much slow burn. Because I do want certain storylines to finally end and culminate in something. Like, I did kind of want Kenny Omega to actually hit Hangman Page with the chair at All Out, and then be taken off of TV for a couple of months and then return as the cleaner. That would have made more sense. But I mean, they're really, really drawing this thing out. Even the whole Young Bucks heel turn, they're really, really drawing that out. I understand why they're doing it, but also I'm just like, man, come on, just give it to us, But I guess but then again, that is what good storytelling is. When you want more, when you want to tune in, I want to tune into AEW next week. What's happening with Cody? What's happening with Kenny and Paige? What's happening with the Bucks? Oh, excuse me. So I'm actually excited for that. So that's gonna be pretty. That's pretty cool. I'm looking forward to seeing all those stories. Although, yeah, I mean, most of the storyline is centered around members of the Elite. But I guess I do want to see more of Miro. It looks like Jericho and MJF are striking up a bit of a bromance. So I'm looking forward to see where that goes as well. And also there are seeds of dissension being sown between himself and Wardlow. So will MJF ditch Wardlow and join the Inner Circle? But the thing is, I don't know if MJF should join the Inner Circle though. That's my big thing. I don't know if he should join the Inner Circle per se, but he should definitely kind of do his own thing. He talked about joining a faction a couple of weeks ago in a promo. I don't know if that's what's going to happen, but we'll see. Another thing that I wanted to talk about as far as AEW is concerned was the main event. So Eddie Kingston versus Jon Moxley. Originally, it was supposed to be a huge 6-man tag between Jon Moxley, Darby Allin, and Will Hobbs, that whole team, versus Lance Archer, Ricky Starks, and Brian Cage. Unfortunately, Lance Archer did test positive for COVID-19, so he is obviously quarantining himself in his house for the next 2 weeks. So we will not be seeing Lance Archer for the next couple of weeks, which is fine. It's also kind of cool because I guess distance makes the heart grow fonder. And so now we'll be more excited for when he does return. I would honestly just keep him off TV until his match with Moxley. That's what I would do. But they might just bring him back again. So we'll see. But Kingston versus Moxley, man, what a freaking match! That shit was amazing. Moxley, and because I feel like Eddie Kingston was a lot like Minoru Suzuki if he was a gangster, And Minoru Suzuki is a gangster, but Minoru Suzuki if he was from New York. That's basically what Eddie Kingston is. I'm not gonna lie, Eddie Kingston annoyed me a little bit in the beginning when he first debuted in AEW. But he's grown on me. He's definitely grown on me, and I definitely like him a lot. That was an absolutely brutal match. I absolutely loved it. It was fantastic. Of course, at the end, we had the Lucha Bros attack Jon Moxley. Will Hobbs and Darby came to make the save, but Ricky Starks came in to out to help out the heels because Ricky Starks and Darby are finally going to have a match next week, which is awesome. I can't wait to see that one. So, But yeah, that's kind of the major takeaways that I got from AEW Dynamite. Again, solid show. Again, good storytelling as always. I wonder. Again, I'm still very much. I guess the big storyline is the whole like the dissension within the elite. Are they even elite anymore? Is that even a thing? What's going on? I am not sure. So, um, we'll see we'll see what happens. I guess we just gotta tune in next week for another episode of AEW Dynamite. You thought I was gonna say Dragon Ball Z, but no, AEW Dynamite. All right, let's move on to NXT. NXT had some good matches, and that's what I've been saying a lot. AEW is doing really good with the storytelling, but NXT has actually been giving us NXT's highlight has been the matches. So I guess we'll run down the card for this one. Candice LeRae won a battle royal to become the #1 contender to Io Shirai's NXT Women's title at Takeover 31. That's what they're calling it now. It's NXT Takeover 31. I kind of get it because they can't really go anywhere. How many times are you going to call it Takeover? Whatever, right? Like how many more? Like we can't go anywhere, so they can't call it like Takeover Dallas or Takeover Michigan or take over Detroit or take over Chicago or whatever the hell, right? So they got to come up with some names, but still, take over 31. Are you serious? Like, come on. I mean, like they're trying to make it. I mean, then if you're gonna try to make it a WrestleMania caliber event, I better see some WrestleMania caliber matches. Well, you know what? Takeover has always impressed me, so I'm not gonna complain. Anyway, but NXT Takeover 31 is coming up, and like I said, we have Io Shirai versus Candice LeRae. Here we go again, I guess, right? I think this is like the second or third time they're meeting up, but now both these women are completely different. So, I'm interested to see what they do with Candice and Io at this point. Johnny Gargano, obviously, he's going to be facing off against Damian Priest for the North American title. That's pretty cool. Jake Atlas and Tommaso Ciampa, that was a pretty good match where Jake Atlas got murdered, so that was there. I'm really looking to see what they do with Tommaso Ciampa. Is he going to get Goldie back at some point? We had Fandango have this weird Frankenstein's monster of a tag team match where he had one person from 4 different tag teams have them team up together and they have a match, and the winner and the winning team, those respective tag teams, get to face off against each other next week for a shot at the NXT tag titles. Kind of an interesting idea. So the matchup this week was Fabian Eichner and Roderick Strong. Roderick Strong and Danny Burch versus Fabian Eichner and Raul Mendoza, which was a good match. It was fantastic. Strong and Burch did win. So next week it will be the Brit Am Brawlers versus the Undisputed Era. So Roddy and Bobby Fish are going to be going for those. Are going to be probably in the match next week. So that should be cool. Or it could be Roderick Strong and Adam Cole, baby. Who knows? That was interesting. But also, then I will say what else was there. So, Theory NXT. Damian Priest defeated Austin Theory, which was really cool, and then Johnny Gargano came in and super kicked Damian Priest, and he did the whole arrow thing. I mean, what is it with Johnny Gargano just mocking everybody? He does this to Finn. He does the guns to Finn Balor. He does the bow and arrow to freaking what's his face, Damian Priest. I mean, what is it with Johnny and mocking? How would you like a Johnny if tomorrow Damian Priest dresses up as a Marvel character? You wouldn't like that, would you? So you need to really be careful. Anyway, but although I will say this, as far as his Marvel attire goes, why the hell is he the Wednesday Knight? Batman is a DC character, and you need to stick to Marvel. So I think I would think he would cosplay as Moon Knight. You would think he would do that. But no, he's just going to go ahead and say, oh, I'm Batman. It's like, you're not Batman. You can't be Batman. Batman's not Marvel. You don't get to do that, okay? Anyway, so, oh God, sorry. I literally just woke up like an hour ago, so that's why. The main event was a gauntlet match between Kushida, Timothy Thatcher, Kyle O'Reilly, um, Bronson Reed, as well as who else? Shit, hold on. Bronson Reed and Cameron Grimes. This was actually a really good match as well. This was, of course, to determine who is going to face off against Finn Balor at TakeOver 31 for the NXT title. And it was really good. Looks like they're continuing the feud between Kushida and Velveteen Dream. Can Kushida just break all of his limbs? Like, seriously? Like, just break all of Velveteen Dream's limbs. Like, that's all I need to see. I mean, I guess I'm kind of glad that he turned heel. Fine, whatever. I think it was really good. There was a good sequence between Timothy Thatcher and Kyle O'Reilly. I really wanted O'Reilly and Thatcher to be the final two. But instead it was Instead it was O'Reilly, and Grimes, which is still a fine matchup. But I do really want to see a match, like a one-on-one face-off between Timothy Thatcher and Kyle O'Reilly. That would be really cool. Kyle O'Reilly wins this. Oh, excuse me. And he's going off into TakeOver to face off against Finn Balor for the NXT Championship. That is really cool. I'm actually very excited to see that because I think obviously the title could potentially come back to the Undisputed Era, but also Kyle O'Reilly, I think, deserves a singles push. Is he going to break away from the era at some point? Is he going to kind of just do his own thing? I don't know, but actually, that's something I'd like to see. So that would be cool. Although I don't know what happened, why Bobby Fish wasn't there this week. So I really hope he's not injured. But man, because Bobby Fish has been like so injury prone, it's not even funny. Him, Tommaso Ciampa, both of them, like they've been so prone to injury that I'm just at this point scared for their lives. So hopefully Bobby Fish is doing okay. I hope he's doing okay. I guess since Strong and Birch did win that tag match, I'm guessing Bobby Fish is going to team up with Roddy to take on Birch and Lorcan. So we'll see what happens there. But anyway, all I'll say is, all in all, a good show from NXT as well. Like I said, matches were really good, and AEW obviously thrives in the storyline department. So, not to say that the matches are bad in AEW. Okay, just letting you know, that's not what I mean. I mean that the matches are still really good, but the highlight is the storyline. And we also had a thing where we had this video package where like a former NXT champion was going to show up at TakeOver. So I wonder who that could be. I wonder who that could be. So let's just see what happens, right? So that's pretty much it, and I guess I'll talk about. So that's pretty much it. I do have one big question for all of you. So now, myself and Tim and John, we've been talking a little bit, and we've decided that NXT is just not as interesting without fans. Now, the main roster has been able to give us somewhat of an illusion of a crowd with their whole Thunderdome setting. So my big question is, do you think that NXT could benefit from a virtual crowd type of a setting? Would that make it a little bit more interesting for you to watch every week? So leave all your thoughts and comments in the comment section below, and I would love to read them, and I'll obviously read the best ones out on next week's video. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this week's NerdyMark Wrestling Show. I will be back later this week, a little bit, maybe after Clash of Champions. Hopefully I'll get it up before Clash, or a little bit, or on Monday, depending on whatever. But I'll see you guys later for In Other News, either tomorrow or Monday. But until then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media, and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for the continued support. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.